Here we are again, Manchester City versus Real Madrid in the Champions League. Literally could copy and paste these videos from every single year at this point. Yeah, City playing Real Madrid yet again in the Champions League. Our fourth season in a row, I think. Maybe the fifth time in 6 years. Yeah, absolutely all the time. This is what we do. We play Real Madrid. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. They always frustrate either way. This could be a very long night of football tomorrow against Real Madrid side with much different fortunes to Man City currently. Probably the least confident I've ever been going into a game against Real Madrid as well in the current era. Just full stop actually. I was about to reference the Pellegrini semi-final, but that was pathetic. But this could be more painful if we don't book up our ideas tomorrow. Loads to talk about today. I've gone live at this time as well because the FA Cup draw is happening. So the FA Cup draw is happening right now, I think. So I'll be able to react to that as it happens a little bit and give you an update of who we're playing and some thoughts on that when the draw comes out. So if you see it announced, do let me know. Yeah, I'll be curious to know who we get, and we'll see how it goes. We've got a chance, by the way. No Arsenal, no Liverpool, no Chelsea, I think. There is some good sides in there still, like Spurs, Villa, United, whatever. I say good sides, so only one or two of them, you'd argue. But the teams that have beaten us before and probably could beat us again. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, tomorrow, of course, is the qualifying round for the last 16 of the Champions League. We're there because we only finished 22nd out of 24 qualifying spots. Real Madrid just about missed out on the top 8 in the end and got through one of the last 3 games in a row. I think they beat, was it Atalanta, RB Leipzig and Brest? Spurs are out. Not Spurs are out. Who am I thinking of? Spurs are out because he went out to Villa, didn't he? Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of someone else anyway. But is there Newcastle in it still? No, Blackburn. I don't know. I'm not worried about Blackburn, mate. That 2016 semi, that was horrible. That Pellegrini semi in Real Madrid was one of the worst experiences. I don't think we had a single shot on target across 180 minutes. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic was the only explanation for that semi those years ago. And we've had many games since then against Real Madrid. We've had some masterclasses. Newcastle still, that's what I was thinking now. Masterclasses, and we've had some absolute flops and some howlers, but that is life against the kings of Europe, and they are that. So tomorrow, of course, the context of where Real Madrid are at right now, Madrid are in decent form in the Champions League. As I said, they beat Atalanta and Red Bull Salzburg and Brest to get to this stage, 1 point shy of the top 8 in the end. Their form in general has been sort of mixed. Champions League form's been good, but 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 defeat across the Copa del Rey in the Liga recently. A 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid with Julian Alvarez scoring for Atletico. Mbappe's found some form. Mbappe's now player of the month over in Spain, so that's good. We've got Mbappe in form. We've got Vini Jr probably feel like he's got something to prove to City. I don't know why he'd have something to prove to City, but the Rodrygo Ballon d'Or stuff doesn't make any sense. And I guarantee you, Vini Jr scores tomorrow, everyone will be like, it should have been him. What, because he scored in another season when Rodri's not invited? Yeah, that's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point in this tie. Vini Jr will score, and everyone will go, it should have been him because he scored against City in 2025. Doesn't make any sense, but that's what people will say, and that's what people will justify it. We know that. We've got Rodrygo to stop. We've got Jude Bellingham to stop. We've got a lot of quality to stop, so we'll see how it goes. I'll go on to the actual press conference stuff from Guardiola. You'll be happy to know Nico Gonzalez is training today. There we go. So he is training, but he did feel a bit of pain in his back there at one point. He was caught there. You see him holding his back a little bit and grimacing. There we go. He's like, oh. But it could be just a bit stiff. It could be like a blow. Do you know when you have a muscle blow and then it's the start of the session, so it's a bit sore, and as soon as you start running, the blood gets pumping. It might not hurt at all. I reckon it's just lightly, just a bit of a blow, a bit of a bruise. We'll see, but he's training. He wouldn't be doing full training if it was a serious injury. So I don't think it's an injury at all, really. I think it's just more of an impact thing. I don't think it's an injury. I think it's just something that hurts a bit. And if something that hurts a bit, you can just run through it and it'll stop. Like, you know how tight a bruise can be at first, but then it's fine eventually, isn't it, if you keep running? So, yeah, put some DP on it. Exactly, Yusuf. But either way, he's back, and apparently everyone's in training as well, other than Oscar Bob and Rodri. Now, Oscar Bob, you might be thinking, where's Oscar Bob gone? Apparently, it was just a bit of a setback in terms of, like, he was actually fit. And it's a different injury where he's got like a bit of an ankle. He rolled his ankle a little bit, but he's gonna be okay. It's just like, a short thing. So he's not available, but Rodri. But everyone else is back, which means Ake's in training, which means Doku's in training. Yeah, they're all back there, which is really good. Nico's in training. By the way, as I said in the other video the other day, it's been confirmed by Mike Miney as well, BBC Manchester dude. He does want to be called Nico. So you might get confused by that, but it'll be O'Reilly and it'll be Nico. So Nico O'Reilly will be O'Reilly. Nico Gonzalez will be called Nico from now on, all right? So Nico G. Nico G is his name. Yeah, Nico G wants to be called Nico, but I'm going to call him Nico G. So Guardiola and Ruben Diaz faced the press ahead of the game tomorrow. Guardiola said, we've not done quite well. We deserve to be where we are. The draw is a draw, and we accept the challenge. As always, Guardiola blunt, and it's like, no point moaning about it. We got what we deserve, and he's absolutely right. In the last years, we've had a great rivalry with Real, but in terms of history, we cannot compare, to be honest. In the last decade, we've been around. Yeah, no, he's right. We can't compare, but there's absolutely no doubt in my mind whatsoever that we've been their biggest rivals in the Champions League for the past decade or so. It's been... have we got Plymouth? Oh, Plymouth. That should be... I mean, I say that should be easy, but we take him seriously. Is it Liverpool they beat? Yeah, I'll take that. Plymouth at home as well. Plymouth at home. Excellent hot ball work there. You'll take that, won't you? There we go. Plymouth at home, which should put us in theory to the quarterfinals. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Home or away? It's at home. So City have just drawn. I'll show you. Here we go. City have drawn Plymouth Argyle at home in the FA Cup 5th round. Yeah, I mean, I've already tweeted about it being rigged myself, because why not? You got to laugh at yourself if you can't. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Plymouth at home. Look, I know Plymouth just actually went through with a bit of a giant slaying, but you know, it's Plymouth. We should be absolutely fine. I'm not going to worry too much about Plymouth. Take it seriously, and we play at home. We should be able to beat the mighty Plymouth, even if the mighty Liverpool can't. We'll have to show them how it's done. We'll be up against Darko Giarbi, actually, an ex-City lad we got from Leeds one time. Let's see how he gets on. Liverpool played a really weakened side as well. Not that weakened. I mean, it was very weakened. But there was still Jota, Diaz, Chiesa, Joe Gomez, Kwanzaa, Harvey Elliott, Endo, Simicas, but they weren't good enough in the end. So there we go. We got Plymouth. That's a nice bit of news. Didn't even know there was a draw today. Yeah. No, I only knew there was a draw. I was literally going to go live at 7:15, but I saw on Twitter someone saying the draw was starting, so I put it back just for this. So there we go. We got a chance. City are going to reach the quarters there unless we do something stupid. So it looks like we're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup unless we do something stupid, which is nice, man. And let's see the rest of the draw. What else have we got in the rest of the draw? Sorry for anyone watching this preview tomorrow, but here's the draw in full. Preston versus Burnley. So Burnley go through there. Villa go through. You'd think Palace get through that tie. United, Fulham. Probably Fulham, actually, at Old Trafford. Yeah, probably Fulham go through at Old Trafford, I reckon. Because they're losing all the time at Old Trafford. Newcastle, Brighton. Ooh, that could go either way. That might be, yeah. You'd say Newcastle at home, but Newcastle struggle against teams like Brighton every now and then. Bournemouth will beat Wolves. We'll beat Plymouth. So it'll be... Forest will get through there. Depends if Forest rest players, though, and Ipswich could beat them. Ipswich could beat Forest if Forest rest players, but Ipswich will rest players too because they want... Yeah, so actually, I'm going to say Forest anyway. So you'll have Burnley, Villa, Palace, Fulham, Bournemouth, City. We've got a chance to win this, guys. We've got a chance to win this. Doesn't mean we will do, but if we can avoid Villa to the final, or United to the final... And who knows where our form is by the time we get to the semis, if we get to the semis, you know? We might be much better by the time we get to the quarters at this rate, so there we go. Back to the actual quotes from Guardiola. Let's go back to the Real Madrid game, you know? We'll go back to Guardiola's quotes and talk about what he said in the press conference. Said they're top of the league and fighting for against Atletico and Barca. We'll have to make 2 good games to beat them. Indeed, he said there's no hard feelings about the Ballon d'Or. Why would there be? Why would there be hard feelings? He won it because he deserved it. Stop the Ballon d'Or nonsense. Anyone who watches is still moaning about Vini not getting it. Grow up, you babies, you big babies. Stop it. Rodri deserved it. You could argue Vini Jr deserved it, but no one didn't deserve it, if that makes sense. Rodri definitely did enough to deserve winning it, so stop being a little bitch about it. Guardiola said, of course we can play well, but we're not consistent like we have been. I can't deny I have trust with the players who have been so good for a decade. He trusts him, but at least he's aware that we're not playing well. We have to be better. So their front players are exceptional. They have the ability for short, long passes, so we have to impose our game. When you finish 22nd out of 24, you cannot ask for favours. Yeah, we got what we deserved. It's always better to have the game at home, second-year people. We didn't deserve it. Yeah, so we're away at Real Madrid at the Bernabeu for the second leg, which to me, that's the killer. If it was the other way around, I think we'd have a chance, but that's why, overall, my view of this tie is negative, because it's at the Bernabeu. You know, like, for the second one, it's going to be really hard. Guardiola did say if we win versus Madrid, it'll be a big boost for the remainder of the season. I know how we want to play. I know they're looking forward to the game tomorrow. We cannot forget a decade ago we weren't here. He's right. He's right. He said I still have doubts about injuries, and that was basically it. There was nothing really said, to be honest. Not much was said. Ruben Diaz said some big chest-out stuff. The more solid we are at the back, the better we'll play. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He did a lot of diplomatic stuff. He didn't really say much of interest. Yeah, he didn't really say much other than just we can't relax and take it easy because they've got a few players out. And Real Madrid have got a few players out. If you're not aware, Real Madrid are actually missing an awful lot of players right now. As you can see here, the predicted lineups, Real Madrid have got Carvajal out. They've got Militao. They've got Rudiger, Alaba, Vasquez. These are all guys. These guys would probably all start. A lot of these guys will start. So there's a back. I mean, that's a back four there. Alaba, Rudiger, Militao, Carvajal, and Vasquez could be in there. This is how they're predicted to line up. Valverde at right back, Tchouameni at centre back, Asensio, Ferland Mendy. And as a result of that, he puts Modric and Ceballos in midfield. Look, they're not the strongest at the back or in midfield. Modric is brilliant, but he's old. Ceballos is not, he's very good, but he's not Valverde in midfield. And Valverde's taking one for the team there. Rodrygo, Vinicius Jr, Bellingham, Mbappe is obviously a quite ridiculous front four. Bellingham is a cracking footballer. Vinicius Jr is one of the best, if not the best in the world, depending what you view. I don't think he's the best in the world, but yeah. Rodrygo, brilliant. I take him at City. Mbappe's Mbappe. Like, what do you say to that other than it's amazing? It's an incredible forward line of pace, of skill, of dynamism. What about City and how we play? Now, if you look at how this is how SofaScore predicted us to line up, I think there's probably a lot on this. I think this could be very accurate, depending on Nico Gonzalez being fit or not. But this is if Nico Gonzalez isn't available. I think he might play, by the way. I think he's going to be okay. But if he doesn't, I think this team would be the team as well. I actually agree with this. The variations are possible. What I want to see is something different as well. I would love, by the way, the idea of Doku and Savinho running at their defenders. I'm not usually one to demand Doku starting a game like this, but I understand the logic behind it. Doku should be on the pitch at some point, by the way, because they're defensively so poor that I want to see Doku running them. Anyway, I think it will be Osco. Ake was available. I'd start him in a heartbeat, but I don't think he will be. I think Diaz will be over here, Stones, and I think Akanji will get the job at right back. You can laugh at that if you want to, but look, Akanji alongside Stones and Diaz and Josko, I much prefer that. I don't want Nunes anywhere near. Like, Akanji out form is still miles better than Nunes defensively. I don't want Nunes anywhere near Vinicius Jr. What I want to see is this: John Stones doing that. I think Akanji will cover that sign. Look, if Gonzalez starts, I want to see this. If Nico, called Nico these days, I want to see this. There we go. I want to see that. Savinho over here. This could be Kovacic. So you've got the numbers there, and Stones or whatever, sort of like this. This could be... He's going to start Silva, though. That's the only thing. I think there's a chance one of De Bruyne or Foden doesn't start. KDB or Phil. Probably KDB, And then Haaland, and that could be Bernardo Silva. If Gonzalez doesn't start, Phil will start here and KDB will start there. I think it could be something like this. So, your man Nico and Kovacic can sort of Kovacic or Stones can get forward, whatever, or Nico can. I think it'll be something like that. I don't think he's going to make it. I really don't think he is, which means Phil will be over here, KDB will be over there. You could start Gundogan. You might think that's ridiculous, but I think you might do something like that instead, with him sort of covering that channel there and something like that. Marmoush starts behind. I don't think Marmoush is going to start. I don't think Marmoush is going to start this game. You might disagree with that, not because Marmoush has done anything wrong, but I think Guardiola's going to lean. When he's got so many players available, I think he's going to lean on what he knows. And that'll be Foden, that'll be Silva, that'll be De Bruyne, that'll be Haaland. And I think Savinho probably gets a start. If Marmoush plays, he's playing over here, out wide. But then I don't think he will do. That means Savinho will be out of the team. Unless you play Savinho over here and KDB goes there, but then Phil's out of the team. I don't see Marmoush starting in this. I think it's going to be... Yeah, I think it's going to be that too. But it depends. Hot Zits in the chat. I think it's going to be Nico and Kovacic as well. But it depends. I don't see Bernardo Silva's not sitting on the bench. Like, he's not sitting on the bench. And when you look at who didn't play the other day, Bernardo Silva plays this game every single day of the week. You know he does. And I think this is probably accurate if Gonzalez isn't available. I think what he'll do, if Gonzalez is not available, Silva will play, Stones will go to there, and it'll be sort of like this. And this will be, it'll be any out wide, Marmoush, Savinho, Foden, it'll be any combination of them. Marmoush, Savinho, and Foden, yeah. It'll be any two of those three. I'm not really sure who it is. Like, I think he's going for control anyway, mate, Michael. He's not going to go. He's going to absolutely go for control. I think anyone should try and turn into prime KDB. Jesse said, like, I mean, why? Yeah, why wouldn't he? But Nico Gonzalez was training today. I think he starts Nico Gonzalez personally, which then makes me think, well, does Kovacic start alongside him? I think he does. Does Silva start out wide? I think he probably does. You don't have to like it. But I think he does. And I think in that instance, you've got probably something like this here. Stones push up a little bit. Unless they want Diaz to cover that channel, Josko can go forward a tiny bit. Gonzalez, Kovacic, and Kanji, they can all cover like this maybe. But I think Stones are going to midfield. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I mean, then, like, what you could do if you wanted to be really bold, you could have... this back line, you could have Doku running at whoever's at right back, which is Valverde. I mean, I wouldn't be against that at all. You could have Doku over there. You could have Savinho over here if you wanted to. You can really go aggressive. I wouldn't be against this at all. You could have Silva. You could leave both Foden and De Bruyne on the bench if you wanted to, something like that. And go for it with the wingers running at people. I don't know if he will do. KDB could play as well, but I guess he could play KDB for some more defense in midfield. But then Bernardo's going to be in it. This is what I can't get over. Ake would start 1 billion% if he was fit in training. The fact that he wasn't involved against Leyton Orient to me suggests he's not. I would love Ake starting, by the way. Absolutely would. Like, Ake to me would start. If Ake was available, he'd start, and then you 1 billion% do this. You do that as far as I'm concerned. And then you've got Stones stepping into the field. And then you play... I'd play... If Ake was available, I'd play Silva 1 billion% instead of Kovacic. And I'd have Stones and Gonzalez do the midfield thing like that, you know. With Silva going a little bit further forward. I'd play this, I reckon. Something like that. I don't know. It's going to be really hard. Ultimately, look, we know about Real Madrid. We know how they're going to play. They'll hit the channels. The fluid. Bellingham plays right up song alongside Mbappe. Rodrygo, a threat from that side. They're not unpredictable, Real Madrid. There's just so much quality and they're so hard to stop. I do feel, you know, this could be more of a shootout than we realise. My biggest concern is us being overwhelmed. City do not lose these days so elegantly. We don't lose elegantly. We lose in a barrage of shit. You know what I mean? Like, we get absolutely crapped on. And, like, we don't tend to lose by... We basically, we lose, we implode. That is my worry. And you can't implode against Real Madrid because... I guess the point I'm trying to make, if we concede one, we could concede 3 very quickly. Within 15 minutes, it could be 3-0 down because it's that kind of thing, that kind of game. I haven't mentioned Kusanov, by the way. Kusanov definitely could start. I don't think he will do. I think Guardiola will 1 billion% lean on experience. Probably the right call as well. Yeah, he'll lean on experience of Akanji, of Stones and Diaz. Given that Akanji rested the other day as well, his form's been poor, but Guardiola will trust him again with this magnitude because he gets the task. He's done it before. Doesn't mean he'll do it again, but I probably wouldn't throw... I wouldn't play Nunes personally. I think it'd be stupid. Like, stupid to play Nunes. I could be wrong, but to me, it doesn't seem like a good idea. Nico, Cover, Foden, Savio, Haaland. You might be right. I just can't see any scenario where Bernardo Silva isn't starting. You'd have to like it. Yeah, exactly as Uzi said there. 3-0 up, we'll lose 5-3. That. It's going to be goals tomorrow. I'm hoping City are the odd goal in 5, so we win. You know, like 3-2 or something like that. But there's going to be so many goals that I'm genuinely nervous. Like, I don't know how it's going to go. I won't be doing a watch long tomorrow, by the way. I'm actually going to the game. Got a chance to go, so I'm going to it, because why wouldn't you, you know? Go along with a mate tomorrow. So there won't be a watch long, and it'll take me a good hour or so to get home after the game. So there'll be a match reaction. Why make match reaction quite late? Why am I excluding Marmoush? Because I think Guardiola, I don't know who he drops out. I think Savinho's got more of a right to play in this game than Marmoush. Marmoush has not played in Champions League football for City, and it's Real Madrid, and it's the biggest game. I think Marmoush might sit this one on the bench. I think Guardiola would choose De Bruyne or Foden over Marmoush right now, because given in a game of this magnitude, Marmoush could play. Something telling me that Guardiola might not. If Marmoush does play, where would Marmoush play? He'd play over here. But then Marmoush isn't a touchline winger. He's better here. If we haven't got... I mean, we could have Josko play, and Josko could push forward a little bit. But that means you then have Stones playing further back. If Josko plays, that would have to be Kovacic instead of Silva, because Stones would have to play further back. If Josko goes forward, you know, it'd have to be something like that there, where Josko went further up the pitch. If he played, if Marmoush played, he'd play more central, so you'd have that. And then that could be Phil or Sav, you know. But you'd have to play Stones and Diaz. Stones couldn't go in midfield if Josko plays, because then you've got, you know, you've got these two covering. Oh, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't know. It's going to be really hard. I'm hoping we win this like 3-2 or something like that. It could be, I'm predicting like a 4-3 Real Madrid, you know, or 4-2 Real Madrid. They're going to score, and they could score a few. I am not confident, but at the same time, I do believe the chaos that this game is going to induce is going to be, it could be all-timer level nonsense, you know. We'll see. Guys, let me know your predictions. Are you confident? Are you terrified? I must admit, even projecting past this game, I love that Oscar Bob's about to return, and then we have everyone available. It gives us such a varied, deep squad with so many options that even without Rodri there, with Nico Gonzalez, we should be able to find more than enough to find something. And I think we actually might have a really strong end to the season, but Madrid might be one game too quick for us. Guys, love you loads. Subscribe, like, in a bit. Come on, you Blues.